Hello YouTube, Fuzzfinger here and welcome back to Final Fantasy IV. Today we are going to be heading into Mount Hobbs. Thanks all for joining me for this episode. Please do remember to hit that like button if you enjoy it, and without any further ado, let's go on with the show. Don't forget guys, if you want to follow along with me but don't have the game, I've put a link in the video description for all of these episodes for where you can get the game from G to A. Usually cheaper than Steam, and you can activate it on Steam, and you'll be supporting me at the same time by using that link. So, absolutely fantastic stuff. This is a brand new area. We have not yet been in here yet. We're going to start just by heading over to the east hand side. There's going to be a few new enemy encounters as well. Mostly undead stuff that we're not yet used to, including these undeads. And what we're going to do is start by attacking the spirits, and Iridia here is going to cast Cura on all of the enemies, just like that. I'm not sure actually if Cure affects these spirits, but we're going to find out shortly. But it certainly affects the skeletons, as you are about to see. Okay. Oh, it doesn't actually kill them though, unfortunately. But that's okay, because we also have our new character. So let's also take care of some of this other stuff. The skeletons, by the way, are also weak to fire, which is also useful to know, although, of course, Lydia cannot cast it. We haven't seen our Chocobo summon yet, have we? I guess now's as good a time as any. For one mob, so probably wasted. Or is it only a single target spell anyway, I think? And there we go, our first battle in Mount Hobbs is done and dusted. So we're just basically exploring. We know what to do when we get a bunch of skeletons. First of all, we cure up, because we're going to be feeling the burn if we don't. So they do have some nasty thunder spells, as one can see. Rosa, being a dedicated white mage, actually has substantial more power in her healing spells, even though she's a lower level than Iridia. So there's only 2 dead ends on either side here, nothing exciting, it's got to be said. Let's go for Cure so that we can be sure that we are going to be one-shotting these guys, which is the plan. There we go. And with this area all explored, let's just heal up actually, because for a few potions around. We're running a little bit low on the old health. And we don't want to be running low on health. Health is important. It's a resource we need. And once you've explored every nook and every cranny, head to the ice block in the middle and trigger a cutscene. Apologies if you can hear me slurping my tea. Whoa. So the game just minimised randomly. Hopefully that didn't affect the recording then. So once more, Iridia is refusing to cast fire. And it turns out she has the ability to do so, but doesn't wish to do so. And it's probably because of her experience with her village, and Cecil just confirms that for us. I was going to say, with this big block of ice standing in the way, Rosa is probably feeling the chill here. And Rydia is casting fire. And not only is she casting fire here, but she now has the spell permanently. And since I just told you a few moments ago that those skeletons are also weak to fire, it's a pretty useful spell to have. You know, this music track reminds me a lot of the music you get in, is it the Black Mage Village in Final Fantasy IX, Vivi's Town? I find them very similar. So, anyway, we'll just confirm that Rydia does in fact have fire, and if we head over to the black magic here, we can see that she does. There is actually a way to organise your magics, and we could bring that to the forefront, but I'm actually not sure how to do it. Maybe it's only from battle, who knows. Anyway, probably a good idea just to pop out to save briefly before we move on with the fun of the Mount Hobbs dungeon. We're going to start by going east just to explore the unexplored. And let's test out Rydia's new fire spell. See what sort of damage we're going to lay out here. Not a whole lot actually. We need to try and boost that up a little bit, in all honesty, don't we? I mean, it does say weakness, but it wasn't hugely powerful, is all I was trying to say. So now, after mapping the dead end, we're just going to head west, and it's quite a linear path. Not a big dungeon this. Don't head for the exit yet, we're just going to explore the final section. Oh, how typical. Don't cast fire on these spirits, okay, because, well, you're going to be regretting that for a long time afterwards if you do. And for completing the map here, you get 3 high potions. By the way, the spirits don't have a whole lot of health and can even be one-shot by Rosa's bow that I told you to equip. So they are quite easy to take out. We're going to head through the western exit first in that last map because we get a save point along with some treasure chests here. And by the way, you can actually encounter gargoyles in this area, and it's the only place, I believe, that you can in Mount Hobbs. So something to try and do. And And hopefully Edward's going to survive long enough to actually do some good damage here. Anyone but Edward, please. Okay. I think I probably will be using a tent. I'm going to try start cutting out the battles as well, by the way, folks. A couple of people have asked me to do so, and it does take a bit of extra work. But if I'm going to try and do it in actual production rather than post-production, it might make things a little bit easier. Right, so some interesting enemies there, some cockatrices, which you can find throughout the dungeon as well, although that's the first time we've encountered them here. And Rosa has levelled to level 16, her first time doing so with our party. Grab all these lovely items here, and some gil in this final chest. And now we're going to head over to the trusty save point, but we could also do a little bit of grinding before we do that. And just try and make sure you encounter those gargoyles. There they are, look. Once you're all saved up and healed up, then we can head to the exit. So what I generally do is just do a little bit of enemy fighting and grinding in order to deplete our MP, and then use the save point to rest up with a tent before moving on. Although I haven't done a whole lot of grinding, reason being that we are going to be greeted by a new party member shortly. In this new area, we're going to head over to the east, of course, in order to grab this treasure chest, which contains some holy arrows. We're going to go straight on and give them to Rosa here. They can replace our iron arrows, and they do a nice amount of damage and have the holy element attached to them as well. Now, we're going to be entering some encounters shortly. So make sure, some like boss encounters, so make sure you heal everybody up, if need be, before we actually go on and do so. Right then, so, make sure everybody's cured up before hitting this next set of stairs. I'm just going to use Cure Spell. To be honest, because of the tent I used, I was pretty much okay anyhow. And before you reach the top of these stairs, a cutscene's going to ensue.
What's this? Clad like that? That's a monk of Fabul.
Interestingly, we're thrust into battle with Yang here, and basically, I'm just going to explain to you, we need to kill these three Dome of Voice, which isn't too hard. Just going to choose Focus here. It's got a nice amount of health, and then we're going to go for Kick, since it's a nice AoE ability, and with a Focus boosting up our stats, we should effectively be able to end the fight very quickly. And then here comes the bomb. This is actually a boss fight, an interesting boss fight known as Mom Bomb. That's M-O-M, Mom Bomb. And it has 13,200 health, as you've probably guessed. It's going to absorb fire, but is weak to ice. And we have Yang as well. Let's start with a nice Cure Spell. And Edward can just attack. Rosa. I would recommend Rosa begin with slow on this fight. Basically, we just want to try and limit the amount of incoming damage that we could potentially be facing. Cecile's just going to be attacking here. Ice Rod is going to do a nice amount of damage. And then Rosa can probably start casting Protect. In fact, she can do Protect as an AoE ability, which is particularly useful. And then we're just going to carry on doing some nice damage. And we can just have Rosa curing when need be, which isn't at the moment required. Right, when it grows, we need to be careful and start defending with everybody, quite frankly. So as soon as the countdown reaches 0, you've probably guessed what's going to happen. Make sure everyone's defending if we get the opportunity to select it. And sadly, I don't think Edward quite got the defence off. But we also have a whole lot of bombs to worry about now as well. So hopefully we're going to be able to keep people alive, although at the minute it's looking pretty scary. Let's cast that on Edward. Hopefully we'll be able to take these guys out quite quickly. How can a Phoenix down miss? That is absolutely unimaginably rude, in my opinion. Let's try some rays. All this self-destruct. Very nasty. Well, we just about managed to get through that battle, but I've got to be honest, that was quite tough. Anyway, the fact that we succeeded is really all that matters. And here is Yang, the Monk Grandmaster. And Yang is a monk from Fubul. And Yang has officially joined our party. So before we do anything, we need to just make sure that we're good to go here. Bring the dead back to life. Usually a good start. Get some curing going on here. And we need to head through the exit just up north here. But folks, I'm going to finish things off here today and go and save up, tent up, and just basically take some chill time. So thanks for joining me, and come back soon for more Final Fantasy IV. And don't forget, just hit that like button if you've enjoyed this episode. And maybe share this playlist with a friend or two as well if you really want to support me. So thanks guys, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.